Welcome back to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. In the last chapter, Alice followed a mysterious white rabbit and fell into a strange and endless world. Now her journey continues. In Chapter 2, Alice finds herself growing and shrinking in unexpected ways, learning that nothing in Wonderland ever stays the same for long. So sit back, relax, and let the story continue. Chapter 2: The Pool of Tears. Alice suddenly felt something very strange happening to her. She was growing and growing and growing even more. Curiouser and curiouser, she cried, completely forgetting how to speak proper English. I'm opening up like the biggest telescope ever. She looked down at her feet. They were so far away that she could barely see them. Oh dear, my poor little feet, Alice said softly. Who will put your shoes on now? I'll be much too far away to help you. She even began planning how she would send them presents one day, new boots every Christmas, and laughed at how silly her thoughts sounded. Suddenly, thump! Alice's head touched the ceiling. She had grown more than 9 feet tall. Quickly, she grabbed the tiny golden key and hurried toward the little garden door. But it was useless. She could only peek through with one eye. There was no way she could fit inside. Feeling helpless, Alice sat down and began to cry. Her tears flowed and flowed, until soon there was a great pool of water spreading across the hall. After some time, she heard soft footsteps coming closer. It was the White Rabbit, dressed finely, holding a fan and a pair of gloves, muttering nervously about being late. Alice, desperate for help, called out politely. But the rabbit dropped everything in fright and ran away into the darkness. Alice picked up the fan and gloves. As she fanned herself, she suddenly felt different again. Lighter, smaller. How strange everything is today, she whispered. Am I still the same girl I was this morning? She began questioning herself, her memories, her lessons, even who she really was. Numbers came out wrong. Poems sounded strange. Nothing felt the same anymore. Tears filled her eyes once more. She wondered if she had become someone else entirely. While thinking this, she noticed something surprising. She was shrinking again. The fan in her hand was causing it. She dropped it quickly, just in time to stop herself from disappearing altogether. Determined to reach the garden, Alice ran back toward the little door. But it was locked again, and the golden key lay far above her on the glass table. Then suddenly, splash! Alice slipped and found herself floating in salty water. For a moment she thought she had fallen into the sea. But then she realized the truth. She was swimming in the pool made from her own tears. Alice swam gently through the salty water, feeling a little embarrassed. I really shouldn't have cried so much, she said softly. Now I might drown in my own tears. Everything felt strange today, strange and upside down. Suddenly she heard splashing nearby. Something else was swimming in the pool. At first she thought it might be a large animal, but soon she saw it was only a small mouse. Curious, Alice decided to speak. Oh, mouse, she said politely. Do you know the way out of this pool? I'm quite tired of swimming. The mouse looked at her carefully but said nothing. Thinking it might not understand English, Alice tried speaking French. But the moment she mentioned a cat, the mouse jumped in fright. Oh, I'm so sorry, Alice cried quickly. I forgot you don't like cats. The mouse, trembling with anger, replied. Would you like cats if you were me? Alice gently tried to calm it down. She spoke kindly, explaining she meant no harm. But without thinking, she began talking about her own cat, Dinah. How soft she was, how sweet, and how good she was at catching mice. The mouse grew more and more upset. Alice stopped at once. I'm sorry. I promise we won't talk about cats anymore, she said quickly. Trying to change the subject, Alice spoke about dogs instead. But that only made things worse. Realizing her mistake, she apologized again and again. At last, the mouse slowly calmed down. In a quiet, trembling voice it said, Let us all swim to the shore. Then I will tell you my story, and you will understand why I hate cats and dogs. By now, many other creatures had fallen into the pool. Birds and animals of all kinds. Alice gently led the way. and together they swam toward the shore, ready to hear the mouse's mysterious story. And so Alice followed the strange group toward the shore, curious about the story the mouse was about to tell. What secrets does this mysterious world still hold? We'll discover more in the next chapter of her journey. Thank you for listening to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. If you enjoyed this chapter, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more magical stories. Until next time, keep listening and keep imagining.